Chuck Connors, a prominent figure in classic Western television shows from the 1960s to the 1980s, possessed a larger-than-life persona. Initially known for his athletic prowess, Connors gained widespread recognition for his portrayal of Lucas McCain in the popular ABC series The Rifleman. Over the span of his 4-decade career, he appeared in more than 130 films and TV series, solidifying his status as one of Hollywood's most prolific figures. In addition to his acting talents, Connors was also a skilled writer. As his career progressed, he devoted his time to charitable endeavors, particularly supporting disabled children through fundraising golf tournaments. Despite his public image, Connors' personal life was marked by challenges in marriage and family relationships, underscoring the complexities of human interactions. While maintaining a facade of virtue, Connors hid a secret and privately engaged in extramarital affairs, a revelation that only came to light after his passing. This aspect of his life shed light on the intricate nature of fame, personal connections, and the lasting impact of on-screen characters. Well then, let us now delve into the life of the legendary actor and explore the hidden truths behind the scenes. But before we begin, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and feel free to tell us in the comment section who you would like us to talk about next time. Chuck Connors, born on April 10, 1921, in Brooklyn, New York City, was the eldest of 2 children to Irish immigrants. His father was a longshoreman and his mother had obtained U.S. citizenship. Despite being a devoted fan of the Brooklyn Dodgers, Connors pursued a career in athletics. He earned a scholarship to the Adelphi Academy and received numerous athletic scholarship offers from colleges and universities. Ultimately, he chose to attend Seton Hall University, where he played basketball and baseball. While there, he changed his name from Kevin to Chuck, inspired by his baseball team nickname. After 2 years, Connors left Seton Hall to play professional baseball. However, he put his career on hold to serve in the United States Army during World War II. He worked as a tank warfare instructor at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and later at West Point in New York. After leaving college in 1940, Connors participated in 4 baseball games with the Newport Dodgers, a minor league team affiliated with the Brooklyn Dodgers. However, he was released from the team and did not play in the 1941 season. He then signed with the Norfolk Tars, the New York Yankees farm team, and played 72 games before enlisting in the Army at the end of the season in 1942. Following his military service, Connors played for various teams in different leagues. In 1946, he joined the Newport News Dodgers in the Piedmont League. He then played for the Mobile Bears in the Southern Association in 1947, followed by the Montreal Royals in the International League from 1948 to 1950. In 1951 and 1952, he played for the Los Angeles Angels in the Pacific Coast League. After his discharge from the Army in 1946, Connors also pursued a career in basketball. He joined the Rochester Royals and won the championship with them in the 1945 to 1946 season. He then joined the newly formed Boston Celtics in the Basketball Association of America for the 1946 to 1947 season. During his time with the Celtics, Connors made history by breaking a backboard during pre-game practice, becoming the first professional basketball player to do so. He played 53 games for Boston before leaving the team early in the 1947 to 1948 season. Connors holds the distinction of being one of the 13 athletes who have played in both the National Basketball Association and Major League Baseball. In 1948, he attended spring training with the Brooklyn Dodgers but did not make the team. He then played 2 seasons for the Montreal Royals, the Dodgers' AAA team, before finally playing 1 game with the Dodgers in 1949. After 2 more seasons with Montreal, Connors joined the Chicago Cubs in 1951, playing as a first baseman and occasional pinch hitter in 66 games. In 1952, he was sent to the Los Angeles Angels, the Cubs' top farm team in the minor leagues. Connors came to the realization that his future did not lie in professional sports, prompting him to pursue a career in acting instead. Fortunately, while playing baseball near Hollywood, he caught the attention of an MGM casting director who signed him for the 1952 Tracy Hepburn film Pat and Mike. In the movie, he portrayed a police captain. Following this success, Connors starred alongside Burt Lancaster as a rebellious Marine private in South Sea Woman in 1953, and later played an American football coach opposite John Wayne in Trouble Along the Way. In a surprising turn, Connors took on a comedic role in a 1955 episode of Adventures of Superman titled Flight to the North. He played the character Sylvester J. Superman, a lanky rustic yokel who coincidentally shared the same name as the series' title character. Continuing his acting career, Connors was cast as Lou Brissy, a former professional baseball player wounded during World War II, in the 1956 episode of the comeback of the religion anthology series Crossroads. The Reverend C. E. Estonia Jackson, portrayed by Don DeFore, provided spiritual guidance to aid Brissy's recovery and return to the game. Grant Withers played Coach Whitey Martin, while Robert Carson and Ed Burns also had roles as coaches. Reese Williams and Robert Fuller portrayed former soldiers, and X Brands was cast as a baseball player. In 1957, Connors landed a role in the Walt Disney film Old Yeller, playing the character Bern Sanderson. That same year, he co-starred in The Hired Gun, rated show in the Nielsen ratings for the 1958 to 1959 season, trailing behind Gunsmoke, Wagon Train, and Have Gun, Will Travel. Johnny Crawford, a relatively unknown actor at the time and a former Musketeer, emerged victorious among 40 other young stars to portray the role of Lucas's son, Mark. Crawford remained part of the series from 1958 until its cancellation in 1963. The Rifleman consistently performed well in the Nielsen ratings until its final season in 1962 to 1963, when it faced tough competition from the highly anticipated return of Lucille Ball on The Lucy Show, resulting in a decline in ratings. After 5 seasons and a total of 168 episodes, the show was ultimately cancelled in 1963. During the production of the show, 3 rifles were created. 2 identical Winchester Model 1892 rifles chambered in .44 to .40 caliber, one for use on the show and another as a backup, along with a Spanish variant known as El Tigre, which was used in the saddle holster. In later episodes, the rifle levers were modified from the round type to a more D-shaped design. Notably, 2 rifles were specifically crafted for Chuck Connors by Maurice Mo Hunt, although they were never utilized on the show. He was a fan of the show and gave them to Connors. Arnold Palmer, a friend and honorary chairman of the annual Chuck Connors charity golf event, was given one of the personal rifles by Connors, and it was on display at the World Golf Hall of Fame. Chuck Connors, known to many as the American ladies' man, possessed striking good looks and a charismatic personality that made him a social butterfly. His athletic physique, chiseled jawline, piercing blue eyes, and commanding voice made him the object of many women's fantasies. This may have been a contributing factor to his 3 marriages. However, behind the facade of his public image, Connors' personal life was marred by a tangled web of infidelities that starkly contrasted with his wholesome on-screen persona. His extramarital affairs, which were an open secret in Hollywood, painted a different picture of the idealized family man he portrayed. Despite projecting an image of marital bliss with his first wife, Elizabeth Jane Riddell Connors, whom he married on October 1, 1948, the strain caused by his infidelities eventually led to their divorce in 1962. They had 4 sons: Michael, Jeffrey, Stephen, and Kevin. So far, Connors' only living son is Stephen. Connors tied the knot with Camilla Davy, his second wife, in 1963 following their collaboration in Geronimo. Despite her being an Indian actress, their marriage was short-lived and tumultuous, lasting less than a decade. The duo also shared the screen in Branded, broken saber, and cowboy in Africa. Speculations of domestic violence and Connors' infidelities surrounded their bond, portraying a relationship filled with difficulties. Colleagues spoke of Connors' intricate personality, labeling him as both kind and harsh based on his mood swings. This duality in behavior added layers of complexity to his personal life, altering the public's perception of the entertainment figure. Although Connors remained a prominent figure in the industry, his personal struggles and turbulent relationships tainted the idealized image of the TV hero he portrayed on The Rifleman. He and Camilla eventually parted ways in 1973. During the 1970s, Connors, now in his 50s, continued to grapple with the intricacies of his personal life, engaging in relationships with significantly younger women. Reports suggested that he leveraged his TV star status from The Rifleman to attract women in their 20s, causing a stir due to the noticeable age gap. Connors crossed paths with Faith Quabius, his third wife, while working on the film Soylent Green in 1973. Their marriage lasted from 1977 to 1979 before coming to an end. Connors was also involved with Rose Mary Grumley prior to his passing. Chuck Connors was a Republican Party supporter who attended fundraisers for Richard M. Nixon and campaigned for Gerald Ford and Ronald Reagan. He also marched in support of the Vietnam War. In 1973, Connors met Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev when Brezhnev arrived in the US with Nixon. Brezhnev shook Connors' hand, embraced him, and even let Connors lift him up, creating a humorous spectacle. Connors later presented Brezhnev with a pair of Colt revolvers at a party. Interestingly, The Rifleman, a TV show Connors starred in, was one of the few American programs allowed in the Soviet Union due to Brezhnev's fondness for it. This led to a strong friendship, with Connors visiting Brezhnev in Moscow in 1973. However, when Brezhnev passed away, Connors wanted to attend his funeral, but the US government didn't permit it. In 1984, Connors received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he hosted an annual charitable golf tournament that raised over $400,000 for the Angel View Crippled Children's Foundation. Though Chuck Connors died of natural causes, his death was believed to have been triggered by lung complications he developed in over 30 years of active smoking. Since the 1940s, Connors reportedly smoked 3 packs of Camel cigarettes daily until he quit in the mid-1970s. Though he continued to smoke at intervals after that. 3 weeks before his death, he was hospitalized for pneumonia stemming from lung cancer. He breathed his last on November 10, 1992, at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, Los Angeles, at age 71. He was interred in the San Fernando Mission Cemetery in Los Angeles. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.